We're talking FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried. Is CZ from Binance behind all of this? Plus Vitalik, a new roadmap for ETH post-merge. Also, did Polkadot out themselves as a security? What? Before we get into the content, I'd like to introduce you to your other co-host, Big Rob. Hello.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If you're first time checking us out, we're an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we repackage it up in a fun and sexy way. FTX is crashing. It is burning. It is on fire. And are you running for the exits?
I have been randited from
You
the
randed
exits.
it?
I randed. Yes.
Oh, my Lord.
Guys, I really, let's give a shout out to the first person in the chat.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so first person up in here is Handy. Hola! Welcome. Sin City Crypto, first person up in here. And then, yeah, let's get right into it, man. We got a lot to cover.
We have a lot to cover. All right, so if you're in the world of crypto and you're like us, DGens, you've done research and you've heard FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, what the hell is going on? Are they about to go under? Well, I've created a timeline for you guys, and there's some interesting narratives, and I want you to hear why I think CZ might be behind this whole thing. A lot of deep-rooted issues stemming from CZ and Sam Bankman-Fried, so let's not waste any time. So it all started here. CoinDesk was leaked the Q2 earnings reports for Alameda Research. And they talked about how they had $14.6 billion of assets on their asset sheet. We'll get into what this $14.6 billion breaks down to in a second, okay? So you had this article come out, right? Started making waves in crypto land. And then you had Dirty Bubble Media, which is the company that outed Celsius before they went insolvent. They also did a thread, right? And so here is what the $14.6 billion asset looks like. 5.8 billion of FTT token, 1.2 billion of Solana, 3.37 billion in quote unidentified crypto, 2 billion in investments and securities, which leaves roughly 2.2 billion in unaccounted assets. According to their sources, hundreds of millions of dollars of the remaining assets are comprised by Alameda's holding of Serum, Oxygen, MAPS, and FIDA tokens, all of which are from other Sam Bankman-Fried projects. Their total liabilities come out to about $8 billion, of which $7.4 billion is loans, with another $292 million worth of FTT token owed. The remainder is unidentified by the Coinbase article. All right. So let me stop there before I move forward. Okay. What are your thoughts on their balance sheet? How do you think this thing got leaked? My narrative is, okay, is who would get access to a company's earnings reports? Shareholders, right? Stockholders, investors. And at one point, Binance and CZ, they were shareholders of Alameda. They were shareholders of FTX. Could they have gotten their hands on it? Did CZ leak this to CoinDesk and knew exactly what he was going to do, right? Because you've heard the news. They're going to dump the FTT token, which we'll get into that here in a second. But I want your opinion, Rob. Am I outlandish in thinking that CZ could be behind this whole thing?
Well, CZ is a part of what's going on right now. And a man is scorned. He is upset. He's pissed off. I know you will go through his, we're going to go through his Twitter feed here in a minute. Okay. So a couple things. I agree that right now, Sam Bankman-Fried is stepping on the jugular for FTX, right? He's
getting stepped on, you mean?
No. CZ stepping on Sam's jugular. And so what the hell is going on right now? That's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to unwrap everything. There's a lot of information coming out. Let's think about what's going on here. You have FTX, Alameda Research. Alameda Research is their research, their investment arm. And so separate company, separate books, whatever. They have, well, how many billions of dollars in FTT token?
Total about 8.8.
8.8 billion.
Hold on. $8.8 billion worth.
Yes.
Which makes zero sense because that is more than the entire market cap.
So let's take a look here. Just to kind of touch on what you're talking about. So it's just so funny, bro. FTT token. The entire market cap of this is $2.9 billion. So right now, if you were to take all the tokens that are in circulation, multiply them by $22, you get basically $3 billion. So how in the hell do you have $8 billion worth of the token on your balance sheet?
Robin, go back to that. Go back to CoinMarketCap. Look at the fully diluted, okay? So this takes into account tokens that aren't in circulation yet. Even those doesn't equal $8 billion. So something is off, guys. Something is off. And I will explain in a few minutes here why this is so shady. How is it legal what SBF, FTX is doing with Alameda?
It's not legal. So basically, you're coming out unless you're saying that CoinMarketCap and the other token following price applications, maybe you could lean and be like, hey, that's numbers they came up with. They're not real. They don't represent what we actually have. That's just something for their own website. You could say that, but let's be real. They didn't dispute this for the last 2 years that it's been up, right?
No.
And so at no point were they like, oh, your numbers are wrong there on the website. So you can't really lean on that because you kind of made it public knowledge that, hey, what's on CoinMarketCap and what's on CoinGecko and what's the average price circulating around, those numbers are correct. You haven't pushed back on those at all. So it's safe to say that they agreed that those numbers are correct, but yet they have $8 billion worth of the token on their balance sheet. And that's more than all the token. That doesn't account for a single person holding FTT token. And
I was really good at math, and this math just doesn't make sense.
You're good at math?
I am very good at math. Also, just real quick, if you're new here, please say hello. You will get a personal hola from.
Yeah, we do got a couple people, and I'll get into the rest of them here in a moment. But real quick, let's just give a shout out to Cryptology, Peter Prevost, Nate Williams, Javier Knickerbocker, Crypto JMP, Balling on a Budget, and Isaiah Vasquez. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
All right. So let's get back to the timeline here, okay? There is so much to uncover. I spent like 8 hours yesterday just piecing this stuff together. Okay, so Bubble Media, right? Bubble Media comes out with this scathing report. Then 3 days later, CZ comes out and says as part of Binance's exit from FTX equity last year, the part where I said they had equity in the company, so they would be privy to these documents as far as the quarter earnings. Binance received roughly 2.1 billion USD equivalent in cash, BUSD, and FTT tokens. Due to recent revelations that have come to light, we have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT tokens on our books. He goes on to say, we will try to do so in a way that minimizes market impact. Due to market conditions and limited liquidity, we expect this will take a few months to complete, which they wasted no time and transferred over $500 million worth of the FTT token from their hardware wallet to Binance Exchange. So CZ tweets this. And then on the back end comes Caroline, who I believe is, she's definitely at some sort of executive capacity for Alameda.
She's the CEO of Alameda.
Okay, there you go. So she comes out unprovoked, okay, and tweets this. A few notes on the balance sheet info that has been circulating recently. That specific balance sheet is for a subset of our corporate entities. We have more than $10 billion of assets that aren't reflected there. The balance sheet breaks out a few of our biggest long positions. We obviously have hedges that aren't listed. Given the tightening in the crypto credit space this year, we've returned most of our loans by now. So just because you have more assets doesn't mean we shouldn't question why the hell you have more value on your balance sheet in FTT token than exists in the entire market cap. Okay? Then she tweets at CZ and says, if you're looking to minimize the market impact on your FTT sales, Alameda will happily buy it all from you today at $22. Why $22? There's been a lot of speculation on this. And Robin, before I move forward, why $22? Why $22?
Well, So it's been floated around that perhaps they have leveraged their FTT token as collateral. And here's the thing: okay. Let's just rewind here. You're an investment company, right? That's essentially what Alameda Research is, right?
Yes.
You invest your venture capital. You invest in small projects. And you invest by taking money that you have and lending it out. And then you also you raise capital by saying, hey, this is our company's valuation, quote unquote. That's where they get their billions of dollars in valuation come from their own token. So on paper, they can go to a fundraising and they can be like, hey, we're worth $15 billion. And that's what we're worth. Let us borrow some money. And in doing so, in borrowing, you got to provide either collateral, and then you got margin calls. That's just how the world works. It's not, nobody's going to let you borrow $10 billion, for example, and not receive something on the back end unless your name is Voyager, which we not going to go down that rabbit hole. But anyways, that's just how economics work. And so now, if most of your valuation, what was it like most of their tokens or most of the Alameda's value comes from the FTT token.
Yes.
And so if the FTT token were to say drop in price dramatically, say it went down to say $10, just hypothetical number, they would lose more than just 50% of their value.
Yeah.
They would lose. They would be so far out back. And so you get back into the situation like they don't want the price to drop because that is the company right there.
That's literally the company.
That is literally the company. And so on top of that, the real circulating supply that's outside of their portfolio is not deep. And so there's a lack of volume. There's a lack of ability to stop selling, right? Because if very little amount of the token is in circulation and you start getting all of these people selling all those massive tokens, 80% of the supply, which you're holding 80% of the supply. If that is tanking, your entire business model is tanking with it. And so they are like, I don't know if $22 is the magic number. I would assume that if you have margin call numbers, you're not going to set it right. If you're getting margin called at $21.50, you're not going to say $22. Perhaps a real margin call that would cause some cascading issues. Maybe it's $18, maybe it's $15. But either way, they know this thing goes under, say, $20. It's bye-bye FTT token and maybe bye-bye FTX. But at least Alameda Research. Now, remember, there are domino effects because Alameda Research is the number one owner, the biggest owner of Solana.
Guys, if you thought 3AC folding was bad, if Alameda folds, guys,
your little Solana ecosystem, here's the thing. Solana, you could theoretically just crash the price. Solana could technically go down to say $1. And at the end of the day, the protocol will still function. And so it's not like they have to file bankruptcy. You get what I'm saying? It's not like the same as a company.
But there's going to be massive liquidations.
Massive. You're talking about a lot of dApps that are on there going under. A lot of people, there's a lot of institutions that have exposure to Solana. And so would this cause more cascading liquidations outside of the FTX portfolio, outside of the Alameda portfolio, if, say, the price of Solana were to crash? Price of Solana is already down almost 10%.
And guys, this is, and we have Forrest's video this week is on Solana. I mean, Google literally came on as a validator, which Solana immediately pumped, and then that just all got washed away after this news came out.
So so then one last thing before we move on here to progress this story. Think about the implications of Solana because, Alameda Research cannot liquidate. So what we're anticipating that's happening here is that Alameda Research is trying to keep the price of FTT token over, say, $20. and there's tons of sell pressure. Everybody that has exposure to it, the regular, the yous and me's, the retail, we're holding FTT token. We're like, this ain't good. So why take the risk? You're probably going to exit your position, right? You're going to sell, especially now it's still over $22. Why take the potential downside risk and hold the token? You're probably going to sell. So all this sell pressure is coming in. I would bet you that Alameda Research is on the back end buying up the tokens, adding more to their bag, making their position even worse because they're trying to keep the price from crashing. And
that's their only play.
Now here's where I'm going to get into Solana. Where are they getting money to keep the price from falling? They're probably liquid. Well, first of all,
nobody's lending them money.
Yeah, so they're liquidating their assets. So everything that's outside of FTT, they're liquidating.
And what's their next biggest holding?
So first of all, they've been probably using their stable coins, whatever stable coins and cash on hand. So they're using that.
Wait till you see how much.
Once that runs out, because it's a small amount, by the way. Once that runs out, they got to sell something else. They can't sell the FTT token because they're trying to buy it. So they're going to sell their next biggest bag, which is Solana. And on top of that, a lot of that stuff's locked up, so they can't even sell a big chunk of it. So they're going to sell what they have, which is a lot, enough to tank the price. And then what's left on the back end that they can't sell that's illiquid, whoo.
Guys, that's where the issue comes in.
It's going to weigh them down like an anchor, bro.
That's where the issue comes in. All right. So the story progresses, okay? CoinDesk comes out. Dirty Bubble comes out. CZ tweets. Caroline tweets. And then CZ tweets again. This was yesterday. Liquidating our FTT is just post-exit risk management, learning from Luna. We gave support before, but we won't pretend to make love after divorce. We are not against anyone. Listen to this. Tell me this is not a scorned man speaking. But we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. Onwards. Okay? Why would he say that? Right? Ben from BitBoy, he's been talking about SBF. There's stuff you don't know coming out, and we're starting to see this thing unfold in front of our eyes. Okay? So CZ tweeted this yesterday, and I'm going to get into the whole beef thing. There's a backstory to this, okay? And then SBF came out and tweeted today at 4:40 in the morning Pacific time, a competitor is trying to go after us with false rumors. FTX is fine. Assets are fine. He goes on to say FTX has enough to cover all client holdings. We don't invest client assets even in treasuries. We have been processing all withdrawals and it will continue to be. Some details on withdrawal speed. Apparently, it's taking a really long time. People are usually able to withdraw within 10 minutes. Now it's taking 3, 4, 5 hours. Obviously, everything's being done on chain, and if you're transferring Bitcoin, it takes a long time. All right, where does this beef start with CZ and Sam Bankman-Fried? Well, if you remember the Voyager buyout, CZ tweeted this on July 7th. So 3AC owes Voyager a few $100 million, went bust. FTX/Alameda gives 3AC $100 million, but didn't save it. Alameda invests in Voyager, then takes a $377 million loan from Voyager. Okay. Voyager went bust. FTX didn't bail him out or return the money. Hard to follow, ? So throwing shade at Sam Bankman-Fried, like, what kind of business practice is this? What are you guys doing? To which a month later, Sam Bankman-Fried said this to Decrypt. He doesn't want to be the only one offering bailouts. This is a quote from him. He said, quote, I would love it if other people did that. I would be super happy for others to take that on instead of me. The reason that I have been doing it, frankly, is because it doesn't seem clear to me that there are others who are stepping up and doing that. So now you have the whole CZ beef, right? He's like, Sam Bankman-Fried, what the hell are you doing? You're lending money, or you're borrowing money, then the company you borrow money from goes bankrupt. You don't help them out. You do the same thing with another company. And so I'm going to stop here. Does this, everything I just went over right now, does this help my argument that CZ could have possibly kickstarted this entire thing by releasing those earnings reports to CoinDesk?
I don't think he did. I really don't. And you make a valid point. And you know what? I would just put it this way. I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if if he did. If he did.
Because Robin, we talk about this all the time. Business people, right? And I'm not saying CZ is Sam Bankman-Fried, okay? But if you don't get to the top 50 wealthiest people in the world without crushing competition, without stepping over people, right? And so I can see
you can run a business without crushing the competition. You can
Can you get to top 50 most wealthy in the world?
I'm not saying that.
Dude,
it's the typical way, but I'm just saying that you can grow a business by just straight providing the best product possible, and the market will come your way. And you know what? It was last bull market cycle, not the 2021, but the 2017, and then the following crash in 2018, where Binance bought up a lot of companies. So I'm not saying that they aren't in a position or haven't been in a position to take advantage of the market downfalls. They absolutely have. Now, for me, the way I look at this is a little bit more front and center. I think that FTX and Binance, sure, they're competitors, but CZ did come out and say, "Hey, I'm not looking to crush the competition, because in doing so, if you were to have a competitor go under, it's bad for the whole space. It's bad for the investor. It's bad for the crypto ethos. It's bad for the exchange. It hurts everybody." And I actually believe him. I don't think that he wants to crash crypto market. I don't think he wants
so
to,
either.
I don't think he wants to crash FTX. So, here's the thing.
No,
you just went on a long rant. Let me talk here. Now, what I think happened, very simple. First of all, let's get some like button up on here. Okay, let's get the likes up. Now, what I think happened is that Ben from BitBoy was talking all about there being some collusion in Congress when it comes to the new bill.
And guys, real quick, Robin, guys, whether you love or hate Ben, give the guy credit. This guy was talking about this before anyone even had an inkling about what was going on. That's all I got to say.
So there's been a new bill proposal supposed to shut out DeFi and help nobody but SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX. And so now here's the problem. In that Twitter thread, you had him saying that
CZ?
CZ said that you're going against behind the crypto's back.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, you're working against crypto, and he ain't for it. So basically, he's just sitting on a lot of tokens. He sees FTX is up to no good. People are calling him out. And now at this point, he is like, yo, I'm holding your token. I don't know why. I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm selling. And you know what? If your token crashes, so be it. I know what your order books are out here. They're public. Your business model it's been exposed. We see what you have. We see the numbers don't add up, and we're holding $2 billion worth of their token. So if you're saying as a businessman, CZ's sitting there. He's holding $2 billion worth of a token. Let me ask you something, David. If you're holding $20,000 worth of FTT token, are you not going to sell it right now?
Hell yeah.
So exactly. So it's no different when Binance. So CZ's looking, he has $2 billion of FTT token. $2 billion. Let that sink in. $2 billion. He is looking at the order books the same way we came into the show. We're like, yo, the numbers don't add up. And so they know if FTT at some point, if they blow up, they go under. If FTX goes under, Alameda Research goes under, any of those three, the token, Alameda, or FTX, if one of those three go under, they're out back $2 billion. And they see the writing on the wall. CZ's like, yo, pull our money out. Pull our money out. Their books are shady, and this dude is over here working in collusion with Congress, and he's trying to just do nothing but better himself, and he's hiding behind a sheet of lies. And the sheet of lies is a balance sheet. And so There you go. That's what I think is happening.
No,
I don't think that he
You're wrong.
is trying to crash FTX. I don't think he's trying to make them go under, because at the end of the day, it hurts everybody. Price of Bitcoin, you want to see Bitcoin hit 12 grand, FTX go under, Bitcoin be at 10 grand.
Robin, men, do they not have issues with pride, right? If someone strokes your ego the wrong way, or they hurt your pride,
I'm talking about stroking.
I'm just saying, you get my point, right? Men have egos, yes? So here's what I think happened. CZ didn't like the whole Voyager thing, right? Comes out publicly and says, this makes no sense. What the hell are you doing? And then Sam Bankman-Fried comes out and says, well, I wish someone would help me. And then CZ comes out with that tweet. And so CZ is sitting back and saying, you know what, man? I am the wealthiest person in crypto. I have the largest exchange. And you don't even want to include me in these talks with regulation. I get no say. You want to shut me out? All right, no problem. Here's what I'm going to do. Bam, leaks the report to CoinDesk. CoinDesk comes out with it. CZ's already got plans to sell the FTT token. He knows what's going to happen, and he doesn't do anything shady, right? Nothing shady. And he knows, because he knows how crypto works. He knows that if he just does that one thing and says, we're selling all our FTT, people start looking into it. You have all these internet sleuths that go out and track wallets, who's selling this, who's buying this, where is money moving? And he sits back and watches Sam Bankman-Fried burn to the ground. That's what I think happened. But what you're saying, yes.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if a business, if a company goes straight for the jugular for the competition, leaks a report, but I just think it got leaked anyways. I think it was public knowledge, and you know who saw it? CZ saw it, and he was like, "Oh crap!" The same way we saw it, and he was like, "Yo, I got a lot of money in this thing. I got to get out." Exit. Real quick, let's take a pause. Let's give some love to our new people here.
Your girl is in here. Your baby.
We
girl.
got Crypto J Baby, Antonio Crusoe, Chuck Donnelly, Elizabeth Warren is in here.
So she hasn't been.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And then we got Jeremy Corley, Rudy Poo, Isaiah, Crypto Epidemic, Black Eyed Child, Mike Box Mells, Cash Cats, Brendan. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
All right.
And also hit the like, guys. We are at a 50% like ratio here. What y'all doing? You don't like the show?
Our balance sheet's not looking too good.
You don't like the show? And we're gonna be on Around the Blockchain today. Yo, your boy gonna be spicy on Around the Blockchain today. Your boy gonna be spicy. I'm talking about habanero, Carolina Reaper. I'm gonna be straight. Just gonna
okay, that was a little weird.
Spitting hot fire out there, bro. I'm telling you, I'm amped up right now, bro. I'm amped up.
All right.
You wait till I get on Around the Blockchain.
Okay. All right, let's continue. All right, so we've established what we think happened, okay? Now let's talk about how this whole scheme, right, worked. So this is from DU09BTC on Twitter. For those confused about FTX and FTT, here's the too long, didn't read. FTX print FTT out of thin air. Then FTX lends that FTT to Alameda. Alameda borrows USD stablecoins against the FTT on their balance sheet. Alameda sends the stablecoins to FTX. Repeat. Infinite money. This is called a flywheel scheme. This is exactly what Celsius did. You create a token, pump the price, mark the gains on your balance sheet, show those gains to your investors, raise money, and then use that money to pump the token again, showing more money on your balance sheet, higher valuation, more money. It's a never-ending circle of Ponzi, okay? Let's get into some numbers. Numbers.
It's a Ponzi of look at me. You know what I mean? You're sitting on a throne of lies. It's like that guy in high school that said he slept with every girl that you could think of. And I'm like, yeah, dude ain't sleeping with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, one girl come out, she's like, I ain't sleep with him. And the next girl come up like, I ain't sleep with him either. Next thing you know,
everyone's sleeping.
Everybody, he go belly up. I'm just saying, he's sitting on a throne of lies, man.
Yeah.
That's a terrible analogy.
Well,
I'm going to roll with it.
Listen to this. Okay. Look at some of these numbers, guys, okay? So this is from Dylan LeClaire. 24-hour net flow on FTX, minus $450 million, okay? This is net flow. This takes into account what's come into the exchange and what's gone out of the exchange. negative $500 million. Over the last 48 hours, $687 million. And over the last week, almost $1 billion has left the FTX exchange.
Let me stop you right there real quick. Let me just say, how is the price not dropping? I'm just saying, if Alameda Research, if FTX, if they're not buying their own token,
there's nothing
price
on the market because they hold all of it.
How is this? How is this the 7-day price? How are you not having with all this FUD?
That's Solana.
Oh, that is Solana. How you doing, Solana? Well, why is Solana not dropping? So here's the thing. Like here,
it did drop.
But what I'm saying is, how did it not drop more?
Like
how did in the last 24 hours? How is it still at $22 with all of this, with all those outflows, with everybody, with every freaking YouTuber and everybody talking about this? How is anybody hold a significant value on FTT and not selling, or at least some portion of it not? It's only down 1% in the last 24 hours. How is no?
Jesus Christ. All right, guys. Let's see let's see what the wallets are doing, okay? Let's take a look at the wallets, all right? So this is you can see here, this is again from Dylan LeClaire on Twitter. $15 million of USD coin from Alameda sent to FTX. 21 million sent to FTX. 750K, 38 million, 30 million, 12 million, 17 million, okay? It's labeled right here, Alameda Research, okay? Next, this is the wallet before had a balance. And by the way, let me give credit here. This is also at DU09BTC on Twitter. You guys should definitely go follow them. Got to give credit. Before, balance, 238,000 USDC, okay? Balance after, which is right here. No, where balance after? Oh, before. Okay, next slide over. After $12.4 million. Okay, this is FTX's wallet. All the money that went into from Alameda went from 238K to $12.4 million. Moving on to this tweet from Ki Young Ju. FTX stablecoin reserve just reached a year low, 51 million as of now, minus 93% over the last 2 weeks.
Okay, let me
look at this, guys. Look at, just a mess from $1 billion to $50 million. Go ahead.
If you got money on FTX, get the hell out of there right now. Like, why on earth would anybody have money on FTX right now?
Yeah. It's not worth it, guys. It isn't. Like,
if you are so stubborn that you don't want to go get a hardware wallet, cool. Go put it on Coinbase. Go put it on KuCoin. Go put it somewhere. Put it on a MetaMask. But if you keep your money on FTX,
well, you know what, Robert?
What are you doing?
Hold on. That is such a good segue because everyone and their mom.
And we're going to open this club at 200 people. We're going to get to 200 people today. So let's get it going.
There we go. Everyone and their mom is trying to short FTT token. Well, guess what? This is from Binance. Due to high borrowing demand, there are currently insufficient loanable assets for FTT. Please adjust your borrow amount or try again tomorrow. And yeah, if you try to short FTT, this is the message you get. There are no more tokens to short. No more tokens to short, guys. That's it. All right. Go ahead.
You can't short FTT on FTX anymore?
No, this is on Binance.
Oh, that's on Binance?
Binance. There's no more tokens. When you short, you borrow tokens and then sell them at a later price, at a predetermined price. There's no more tokens to lend out. The liquidity is gone. And you're telling me there's 3 billion in circulating supply. That's absolute BS.
Bro,
guys, real quick, you're going to want to stick around for this next part.
I'm going to write on the wall right here, bro.
Guys,
give me a Sharpie. I'm writing on the wall.
Because
the writing is on the wall.
We are all over the place. Listen, the next two things I'm going to talk about here, okay? you're going to be like, what the hell? How is this legal? How is, like, the SEC is going after XRP for selling for their ICO 3 years ago. Why is no one looking into what Alameda and FTX is doing? Literally illegal. Literally illegal. And let's not waste time. Let's get right into it. So this is an article I pulled up from CoinGeek, okay? This is, let me double check the date here. This is from November 3rd. Okay, a couple things I've highlighted. Alameda Research, which is 90% controlled by SBF, who also controls 60% of FTX. So he is a majority owner, right? Majority controller of both Alameda and FTX. That means every major decision goes through him. He can veto. He can vote a yes, he can approve, he can deny. Under any sensible regulatory scheme, no financial institution, let alone one that allegedly reaped $1 billion in profit last year, would be permitted the type of tangled coziness that FTX and Alameda enjoy. The incestuous relationship between these two entities encourages speculation as to what information Alameda may be privy to regarding how other customers are trading on FTX. Listen to this, guys, okay? This is from Decrypt, July 6th, okay? Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda Research owes bankrupt Voyager $377 million. It is not often a borrower bails out its lender, especially when it's to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. Alameda owes Voyager $377 million. Remember, this was before the bankruptcy. And this is kind of Voyager's balance sheet, money owed to them. You can see number one was 3AC. Number two was Alameda. Okay? At one point, pay attention to this next part. At one point, Alameda and its venture arm, Alameda Ventures, were the single largest Voyager shareholders with 11.6% of all outstanding shares. A week later, on June 23rd, they're referring to when the June 17th press release, when this was talked about. On June 23rd, Alameda announced that it had surrendered or returned in exchange for no money 4.5 million of its shares. Now, why is this important? Alameda's share surrender brought its stake in the company down to 9.49%, just below the 10% threshold that would have made it an insider in the eyes of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. They turned in 4.5 million shares, which was worth $2.6 million, and they didn't take any money in return. And they brought their share position down from 11.6 to the under 10% threshold that would have made them an insider. And you know, through bankruptcy, they look at everything. They look at everything. Coincidence? Dude, so shady. What are your thoughts on this, bro? What are your thoughts on this? What business gives shares away for nothing?
I wouldn't do business with them, right? I mean, it just reeks of shadiness. Yeah, that's all. I don't. You kind of said it all, bro. I ain't got nothing else to add there. I was just real quick. I do want to say we got a couple new people here, and then we got FOMO Sapien, Beachhead, Maki Maui, Just No Damn It, and Matthew Barnes. Hola, welcome, Sin City Crypto. You know what I did pull up here? CZ just threw out a tweet 5 minutes ago. So let's take a look. It's kind of right here on the same topic that we're on. He said, I was out with friends yesterday when the topic of whale alerts came up. Following our principles, I decided to be transparent, so I wrote a thread in 5 minutes and posted it. Little did I know it was going to be the straw that broke the camel's back. Interesting. So he's thinking that the camel's back is broken, also known as FTT. He said, everyone wants more transparency in our industry. My tweets were simple, and so he discusses the 580 million. And here he also says that the fact that it sparked such levels of discussion was surprising. There were also conspiracy theories that I somehow orchestrated this whole thing, David. And if you read this thread, you would appreciate that no one has orchestrated this. So basically, he's
Right,
coming
right.
out and saying, "Yo, this did not orchestrate this."
CZ, I love you, bro, but I'm sorry, I don't believe you. And I'm not saying
You think
man,
he's a liar, bro? I mean, the dude is pretty straight.
I love
I've
CZ.
never heard him be dishonest,
Bro,
Give me one time he lied. You're calling CZ a liar? You calling him a liar?
CZ liar. Listen, I'm seeing a lot of Candle Mafia. Frankie's actually joining us on Wednesday on our live show. So if you're a Frankie Candle, if you're part of the Candle Mafia, make sure you join us. Now, Rob, I want to ask you a question. What happened to the $377 million that Alameda owed Voyager after FTX purchased all their assets?
I think they had to still pay it back as part of the bankruptcy.
Did they?
Yeah.
You sure?
I remember reading articles on. I mean, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure I remember that they said at least he had a press release saying that he was going to make whole on it.
Okay. Just thought it was interesting. My thing was part of the deal. Was it, hey, that debt gets wiped clean? Now season.
No.
Okay.
Get a new member. I don't know if.
Oh yeah. We do have an. Thank you, Rocco. Cryptechnology is a hodler. Welcome to the hodler club, my friend. Guys, strictly to support the channel. We know we're not putting out a lot of members only content right now, so if you are a member, you are supporting our channel. We do have overhead here at the studio. We don't take any promotional content. We don't do paid content, so this really helps pay our bills here, guys. So thank you so much.
And then also we got Ryan Way. Hola, welcome, Sin City Crypto.
Okay, right. We covered the biggest news of the day. Rob, let's get into some markets. Let's see what the markets are doing. Then we are going to show the video from Forrest, former founder of Token
Yeah,
Metrics.
we're going to take a slight intermission. If you're wanting more FTT stuff, it all kind of ties together, even Forrest's video. So make sure you stick in for that. But yeah, real quick, let's take a quick look at the where the crypto markets are. Bitcoin sitting at 20,700, kind of the same zone we were at all week. Ethereum under 1,600. That's kind of interesting. We did have a pullback in the last 24 hours. I do think that a lot of this Binance, FTX FUD is scaring the markets a little bit.
Rob, let me, because I'm going to forget. Let me state this, right? So we know CZ, okay, this is going back to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. We know CZ invested money in Twitter. Guess who else tried to throw money in the ring? And Elon said no.
Your boy Sam.
I think he offered close to $10 billion.
Here's the thing. Like, how are you going to invest $10 billion? Were you going to print more FTT token? That's probably. Yeah. He was probably like. They have
a money printer. They have their own money printer.
They do,
guys. Literally, they have their own money printer. Like, this is it's pimping the system, man. Taking advantage. And again, I don't know how it's even legal. Go ahead.
All right, and then you got. What else we got? Ethereum.
Did you go over Matic, bro?
Matic is straight ripping. I'll get to that in a second. We got XRP down, Dogecoin down 5%. It was at 6 cents, so expected to pull back. I think this is going to go back down to like 7-8 cents, man. What do you think?
Which one?
Doge. It rallied from 6 to 12 cents.
It has to, guys.
Now it's down 10%. I think it's got way more room to fall. And then Solana down 5% or almost 6%. Polygon up 6% for the day, 41% for the week. Absolutely on a tear. SHIB is also down. It had pumped around the same time. And then as you can see here, you got the FTT token only down 1%.
No way.
It's down less than Bitcoin. That's amazing. There must be a lot of people that are interested in buying the token.
A lot of people.
Yes. So taking a look at the crypto bubbles, kind of just a little everywhere here. Nothing standing out. Taking a look at the weekly Polygon Matic up 40% on the week. And then also Algorand had a nice healthy pump for the week as well. Crypto Fear and Greed Index sitting at 33. Sharp pullback from yesterday's 40.
If you are holding Doge or SHIB or anything outside the top 15 and you're not holding Matic, what is wrong with you? I'm not saying go buy it now, but we've been beating the drum on Matic here for months, right? Even when we had 10 people viewing, or 10 viewers.
We've been promoting Matic since Illmatic, if you know what I'm saying.
And still Matic, baby. Nas, let's go. Nasty Nas. All right.
If you are under 30 years old, you have no idea what we're talking about. All right, so we got the NASDAQ and traditional markets in the green today. NASDAQ up just a little over 0.5%. Dow Jones over a full percent, and S&P 500 coming in at 0.8. We do have some was it inflation numbers coming out this
Wednesday or Thursday?
This week. We are in anticipation for that. That's going to be huge.
Guys,
that's all I got there, brother.
Guys, we are doing an all-out special for the next FOMC meeting, December 14th. I am lining up guests. Like, I'm talking guests. Like, it is, you are not going to want to miss that show. That is what's going to set the precedence moving into 2023. So keep that in mind. We will keep reminding you as the week goes on. I want to take a look at the Matic chart really, really quick, just to take a look at trend. So what I like to do for a trend is use the Ichimoku cloud, which is a Japanese charting technique. Takes 5 moving averages. 1 hour chart, we look great, right? Lagging indicators above price. We have the base or the conversion line above the baseline, which is bullish. Price is above cloud and above the 2 moving averages here. So the blue is a 9-day moving average. Red is a 26-day moving average. And of course, our cloud is green. Looks 26 days ahead, or 26 hours in this case ahead. So very bullish. The short-term support we're looking at is the top end of this cloud, which is right at $1.20. If I swap over to the daily time frame, looks great on here as well. Ichimoku is so strong on the daily and the weekly time frames. We did print a shooting star at the top of this trend here, which is typically seen as negative, which we did see a red candle follow, but nice big green candle, great volume behind the move. Again, same thing on the daily, right? More longer term, medium to longer term. You're looking at about a 83 to 85 cent support level for Polygon Matic. Super bullish. Polygon Matic is not a token I trade in and out of or swing trade. I believe in this so long term that I just hold the token. All right, Robin, you got anything else to add to this before we go through Forrest?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So if you're new to the show, we have Forrest from Crypto Stackers Pro, the former head of research at Token Metrics. He does a weekly highlight coin for us every single week, takes a look at the biggest news, price movement, charts, and then he comes on our show every Friday to talk about it. So today, Solana, Google news, possibly some FTX news in there as well, as far as will Alameda have to dump? So let's go ahead and play the video and we'll come back and talk. Rocco, we ready? Ready. All right. Let's do it.
Google becomes a Solana validator, igniting a 15% increase in Solana's price, which was given all back over the last day or two as Binance to sell the rest of their FTX token holdings as Alameda CEO defends firm's financial condition. All right, this is some interesting stuff. First, let's just go to the Solana validator article. This is very bullish for Solana. Why? Because one of Solana's biggest issues has been network uptime. Occasionally, Solana has gone down, but this particular this particular development would actually be, help alleviate that. So just recently, German data center operator Hertzner, which cited violation of its policies as the ground, removed 1,000 Solana validators from its system. Despite this development, Anatoly Yakovenko, founder and CEO of the blockchain network, remained positive and was confident in saying that no more outages will be experienced by their clients before the year ends. He went on to say that there will be a new validator that would help Solana to maintain its network uptime. Then here comes Google Cloud. Using its official Twitter account, the service provider tagged Yakovenko, asking if they should tell their big news. This was followed by the following message. Now that we got your attention, check this out. Google Cloud is running a block producing Solana validator to participate in and validate the network. It doesn't end there. It looks like the partnership between Solana and Google Cloud is more than just the latter becoming a helpful and reliable blockchain validator, which will contribute to uptime. It was also announced that the cloud service provider that it will work with, the DeFi network, or that it will work with, the DeFi network to introduce a blockchain node engine to the Solana chain next year. The engine, which is well known for being widely used by Ethereum developers, is a hosting service that when integrated to the network will make it easier to be accessed. So this is good news for Solana. It's addressing one of its core issues. This caused a spike in the price. However, we got rejected at resistance and we came all the way back down. The reason that we're coming back down is a little bit of broader market pullback in terms of the crypto ecosystem, which affects Solana a little bit more than the rest of the ecosystem because it relates to this kind of FUD of the potential for FTX to be insolvent due to their holdings, a lot of their holdings being relatively illiquid. A lot of Alameda Research's and FTX's token holdings are potentially illiquid FTT tokens. Now you've got CZ from Binance coming in and saying, hey, we're going to sell our FTT position, which would push FTT's token price well below where it currently is at and push the overall balance sheet of FTX and Alameda Research. Do a lot of damage, put it that way. So the idea is that, as investors and retail customers move their panic and move some of their funds off of FTX, FTX is in a bit of a dicey spot. And the question is, are they going to become forced sellers of Solana, which is one of their larger positions, as they were an early backer of Solana. So there's a little bit of fear there that they could turn into an insolvent forced seller of Solana, and that's why this has come all back. So this to me smells like an opportunity. Yes, there's always risk that FTX could become a forced seller of Solana. However, they've maintained the position that they're in good health, and they are not going to have to dump a lot of their positions, and they may soak up a lot of that FTT sale from CZ, right? Which would defend the peg and the price, not the peg, but the price of FTT and the value of their balance sheet and remain help them remain solvent. I know it's a little bit of a complicated thing to understand and to explain, but I think the risk to reward here is actually pretty decent. We're not actually seeing Solana nearly as affected as FTT's token price, and this is not a directly related issue to Solana. This is just related to FTX. Now, I want to throw on the easy bands before we look at the margin pressure levels, and you're going to see that we've recently come up, tested the 21-week simple moving average, popped down a little bit, and the last time we did touch the 21-week simple moving average was towards the middle of this bear market, or really when right before this big rally or correction, if you will, crash, we could call it a crash, started and pushed Solana's price down from $143 roughly to $25. Right. I don't expect that to happen again to a similar degree. That was a 80% drawdown, and 80% drawdown. Again, I don't expect that to happen. That would put Solana well below $10. I'm actually more bullish on the market overall over the next 3 to 6 months. I do think there is potential for some sort of corrective action that could bring Solana back down to these 25 to maybe $20 levels, which would be an amazing opportunity to buy Solana in the green, easy band region. All right, let's move on to our margin pressure levels so that we can actually see our support and resistance levels. You'll see that our margin pressure levels have been an absolutely perfect place to sell Solana twice now at 38.70. And then we're coming in on the support level right at around 32.25. We've actually broken below this support level. We need to reclaim it in order to move back up higher. So we'd want to reclaim it and turn it into support if Solana is going to move higher. I do want to pull up the 4-hour chart really quick, and I'll get rid of these long and short levels. And what you're actually going to see is that on the 4-hour chart, Solana has actually now made bullish divergence. It's not huge, but it is bullish divergence. And what that usually means is that, hey, people are just kind of overselling Solana right now, kind of panic selling, and buyers are coming in with some decent amount of strength. I will zoom into the hourly chart to show you these same margin pressure levels, just because we want to take a look at how price is interacting with this 32.25 level, right? It's passed below it. It's come back up to retest, and it's gotten rejected a little bit. We want to see if it reclaims, holds support. That would be a bullish signal for Solana. Now, if it comes back below and holds as resistance, that would be a trigger to short Solana. I'm not particularly interested in shorting Solana here, just because I think there's limited downside, unless, of course, we get that case where FTX does become a forced seller. But otherwise, I would be more inclined to look for a short position higher up and look to trade this range, look for a long position from 32. We've seen a lot of price action in this zone. I think this is the range that is going to be the most profitable to trade. Then obviously we have this kind of range low that's held quite well at around $30 or so. So $30 would be a potentially good support level to buy if we do see Solana go that low. Right.
All right. If Solana, let's say liquidations happen, Solana gets liquidated, is $20, $10? Are you a buyer, Robin?
They have to. I mean, they're gonna have to liquidate Solana. What they're doing is that they are selling their assets to buy more FTT token to keep the price from crashing. We just showed you slide after slide after slide after slide after one analyst. We're talking about Ethernet, or we're talking about transaction history that are on the blockchain. These are not theories. They are literally buying their own token. They're running out of cash. They're going to have to sell stuff. And their number 2 asset is Solana. So if you think they're not going to sell Solana, you're tripping. Right? Yeah. Are they going to sell Solana, David?
They're going to have to. I mean, if they want to keep FTT up and alive, what else are they going to sell? No one's going to lend them money, right? The gig is up. The gig is up. It's a Ponzi scheme, right? Pump the token, show false profit on your balance sheet.
Not exactly a Ponzi scheme,
bro. It's a Ponzi.
They're showing value.
Okay,
they're
it's
inflating.
A scam. It is a scam.
Yes, they're scamming lenders out of money by portraying a business model that they don't actually have. They're saying, "Hey, our company is worth this." And it's worth this because of our assets. And their assets are artificial. The assets do not represent the numbers that they're saying they have. And so for that reason, they're liars. But it ain't a Ponzi scheme. I mean, it's fraud.
Technically, it's not a Ponzi.
It's fraud.
It's BS.
It's fraud.
It's absolute BS.
No, here's my question to you before we dig into the next part. If Alameda Research goes under, say they file for bankruptcy, is there still an FTX? I mean, they're two different companies, and you're talking about the assets somewhere else, and so theoretically, you can go bankrupt on Alameda. Can go bankrupt. That's just their investment. That's their venture capital department. I mean, theoretically, that could go under, and then you could.
Well, okay. So no, I don't think it has to, right? I don't think Alameda falls.
No, it definitely doesn't have to. I'm just asking your opinion.
Well, okay.
Alameda goes insolvent. They
SBF,
default. They Chapter 11, whatever you want to call it. And what does FTX look like?
Okay, listen. SBF came out and said they don't rehypothecate on FTX, so which means that when you put money in, they don't take your money and lend it out like Celsius was doing. So they're saying a majority of their fees come from trading fees.
You believe him?
That's what I don't know. If he's right,
you calling CZ a liar on your thing, but you ain't believing Sam Bankman-Fried?
Okay.
You're like, I'll take his word for it.
No,
CZ, he lies.
I'm not taking his word. I'm not taking his word for it. I'm just saying, if they don't do that, then I think FTX could be fine. It's just to me, what happens to the Voyager deal, right? Like, I feel so bad for people who have money on Voyager, right? Your funds get locked, so you're going through that emotion, and then FTX buys it out. You're getting 72% of your thing back. Great, perfect. And now this happens, and there is a chance, you guys, there is a chance that this deal falls apart. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm sure they haven't delivered the money yet.
No.
They haven't closed the deal. And so You think they're going to still come up with that much money? They probably just blew all that money. All
On-
that
on
money.
the FTT?
Yes. 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 If they had, think about it. If you had $400 million, let's just say, hypothetically, you got loan after loan after loan after loan, all risk of getting liquidated, all risk of getting margin called, and these are all contingent on the price falling to a certain level. Let's just call it $14. You know damn well they ain't gonna let that happen. And if they got $400 million sitting on the sidelines to buy up another bankrupt company, you think they're gonna still go through that? Hey man, that's like somebody saving up for that new sports car, and then the house catches on fire. Kitchen burns down. Hey man, you know what? You already talked to the guy at the dealership. You already shook hands. You were going to buy that car. But if you haven't transferred that money yet, you're like, hey, about that car thing, yeah, I ain't going to do that no more. Same thing, Voyager. He ain't going to do that. You think they're still going to go through a $400 million acquisition? They are literally shoveling that money into the FTT token right now. They're just shoveling it in there.
I mean,
They are.
you ain't lie. You ain't lie. All right, let's move on from FTX. Let's talk about big news that normally would have made the thumbnail, the title, the very first article. The SEC, they have won a battle against another crypto company, and it is not XRP Ripple, but it could have ripple effects, pun intended, for the Ripple case. Ripple Ally Library loses their case against the SEC. This is sourced from You Today. The U.S. SEC has defeated peer-to-peer content distribution network LBRY. The U.S. District Court for the District of New Hampshire has ruled that LBRY offered its LBC token as an unregistered security. So this next is a quote from, a tweet from LBRY. They're saying, we're going to lick our wounds for a little bit, but we're not giving up. Robin, what does this mean for Ripple? Because you know the SEC is going to look at this and say, hey, Judge, look, in New Hampshire, they just said it's a security. And they're going to try to compare the XRP token sale to the LBRY token sale and try to say it's the same thing.
Sure, but it doesn't
I don't know,
it
man.
doesn't delegitimize the court case that's already been, the proceedings that are already at hand. And so you can, here's the thing, LBRY ain't got the pockets to fight the SEC like Ripple Labs does.
True.
And so they folded like a lawn chair, bro. They had to. Well, how are you going to defend yourself against the SEC? That is a branch of government, man. Like, thanks, Robin.
$100 million so far.
That's what I'm saying, man. You are in a bear market. Nobody knows who the hell a LBRY is. You got to go to the library to find out. Nobody goes to libraries anymore. Anyway, they ain't nobody. No. And if you're a fan of LBRY, I'm sorry.
Listen,
But
I ain't
ain't never heard of LBRY before this SEC court case.
I have, only because of the court case, though.
Yeah,
So-
but I'm saying before the court case.
Yeah.
I remember when they I remember when the SEC sued them the first time and were taking them to court. I remember when this first happened, but before that, I didn't know who they were. And so obviously they ain't got the money to produce a defense team that that is on par with the defense team that Ripple Labs has. And
I agree, but here's my concern, Robin, and this is me saying this, my opinion from at face value, because I don't know the exact details of how the SEC won, what cases they made against LBRY, and why the judge ruled in their favor. But if it has any sort of similarities, I mean, it might make the judge rethink. Like, you got to figure, right? I know it's different districts, different parts of the country, but it's like, they all study the same law book, right? They all take the same test. So if Judge Torres sees that this judge in New Hampshire has already gone through everything and ruled that it was a security,
but you say
is she gonna be nudged?
So you think the court case is a carbon copy? I just think it's
that I don't know.
That's what I think. I think you could easily say, look, LBRY and XRP are completely different. And yes, maybe the end scenario, it's a security, is kind of the same path they're going on. I mean, you're comparing one completely different business model to another, and I just find it extremely hard to believe that a judge is going to take into reasonable account what happened in another jurisdiction's court case with a small crypto project. I don't see it, man. I'm not saying that it couldn't, but I'm just saying realistically, this court case is so far along, or this lawsuit so far along, that I don't think that it's gonna weigh much, if anything at all. Maybe it gets brought up, and I think it'll just get dismissed as not applicable here. I think that's what
I hope, but obviously this does throw a wrench, right? Everyone was under the assumption Ripple's going to win, guys. Ripple's going to win. All these amicus briefs, blah, blah, blah. I think this might throw a wrench. I'm not saying they're going to lose.
It puts into perspective. I will say this. It puts into perspective. SEC don't lose cases. SEC doesn't like to lose a branch of government going in front of another branch of government to win a lawsuit. And we all know how it is. If you try to take your boss to HR and you sit in an HR room and the HR lady and the boss used to work together and they buddy, you know you got an uphill battle, right?
Yep.
You're like, man, this sucks. I'm trying to get this guy in trouble here because he stepped on me. And
he stepped on you, huh?
Metaphorically stepped
I know,
on
I'm
me.
kidding.
So real quick, do want to give a couple shout outs. We got Hanya, Ted IV, Ryan Way, Alan Cooley, Chris Morris, Seek and Hunt. Hola! Welcome to
Also, Cache Cats and Crypto JMP.
Cache Cats, Crypto JMP.
And Unavailable is here as well.
And
Alan
Unavailable.
Cole. All right.
Hola!
Robin.
Hey, real quick. I put it on a poll. Not a stripper poll, but a will FTX go under poll. And 55% of people say they do think FTX will go under.
How many people voted?
66.
What do you think?
And 45 said no.
What do you think, Robin? Real quick, because we got to move on.
I don't think. I find it, okay, how about this? I find it more unlikely
Than likely.
than likely. And if you would have asked me, say, yesterday morning or something, or maybe when this first happened or broke, I'd be like, a very slim chance this would happen. But now at this point, I got those percentages out there. I'd say like 30% chances they go under. And that's crazy, right? Do you think I'm crazy for saying 30% chance?
No. I think you're crazy for not saying more. Anyways, let's move on. So real quick, Robin.
Okay, boss.
Gavin Wood, okay? Polkadot. What are your thoughts? Do you think do you respect the guy? Do you like him? Well, what's your thoughts? Just real quick.
He's a quirky dude with a weird haircut.
But what are your thoughts? Is he good for the crypto space?
When you ask me what I think,
not his appearance. In all seriousness, is he good for the space? Do you respect what he's
plays
in?
Magic the Gathering or something?
Do you think he's good for the space? Do you respect the work he's doing?
The dude is a.
I'm gonna curse.
He's one of the original Ethereum founders. He's obviously extremely has a good pedigree. He's an extremely smart person. He's built Polkadot, which haven't had much issues, bro.
Dude is a female dog. He is such a and I don't okay. Polkadot claims, okay, their token sale fell under securities laws. This is a tweet from Polkadot, okay? Literally word for word. Polkadot's native token DOT initially offered, sold, and delivered to purchasers as a security has morphed and no longer is a security. It is software. Web3 Foundation, which is the foundation behind Polkadot and Kusama, claimed the announcement is premised on its 3 years of active engagement with the SEC, which started in November 2019. What a BITCH, bro. What a little BITCH. How are you, Ripple? Okay, Ripple is literally taking daggers and shots in the back for the entirety of our space for the benefit of crypto as a whole. And you come out and you're brown-nosing the SEC saying, we've been working with them for 3 years. And yeah, like, why are you coming out unprovoked, right? For no reason at all.
Did they get sued?
No. That's
Did they
what
have
I'm
to pay a
saying.
fine?
No. But they're coming out.
They were working with the SEC.
I'm just saying, bro. Why would you come out and say
He's a
yes?
snitch,
it
bro.
was sold as a security.
You need to replace
are a
that
B-I-T-C-H,
B.
bro.
Replace the B with an S in, bro.
Straight B-I-T-C-H,
Replace the B
bro.
with an S in, man. He's a
What
snitch.
a
He was out here
brown-nosing-
talking about securities the whole time,
Bro.
bringing in money, man. You
Dudes-
know, like here in Vegas, man, we were built on the mob, and you know when a mob. These guys are, making money. Certain people were making money in the mob, but yet they were doing illegal activity. But you know what? They didn't stop them from making money. They snitched on the other people, and they kept making money.
Gavin Wood is like that kid in class who's always brown-nosing the teacher and trying to get on a good side. Teacher, like, for what purpose did you do this? What, like Robin said, were they being sued? No. Are they being probed?
They
no.
probably got pressed by the SEC 3 years ago. And
why- Robin,
instead of pushing back and saying we're not a security, they were like,
Okay, so you wait 3 years and you come out and say, oh, we were a security.
that's because they were snitching on people the whole time.
So BS, bro.
I'm
What a
telling you.
B-I-T-C-H, man. What a fuck. No respect for this dude anymore. I don't
Okay,
care.
what is the spelling again? B.
B-I-T-C-H.
S-N-I-T-C-H. Snitch, bro. Snitch.
Oh, you changed it now. Okay, can you go to the S?
Snitch.
We're not doing a spelling bee here, Rocco.
I'm trying to catch up with you
I
guys.
know. All right.
How do you
I
spell,
don't have much
how do you
else.
spell snitch in Italian?
Snitch.
We don't spell it.
Snicino.
We just get rid of
Sniccialino.
it.
He said we
Guys,
don't spell it.
Rocco,
He
do
said
me
we
a
don't
favor.
spell it. We just tie rope to the
Rocco,
foot
show
and
your
throw it in
face.
the
If
water.
you guys, if you're new here and you have no idea who Rocco is, this is Rocco. We call him AKA the Don. He is our business partner and producer. So without Rocco, none of this would be possible.
Is that
So
a Diesel t-shirt? Okay.
Yes, it is.
you look very nice, Rocco.
Jason likes diesel.
You should,
Guys,
you should take David shopping with you.
Yes.
I actually got some new
Next
clothes
time.
today. I got new clothes.
Oh, no.
All right, guys, we got to move on. All right.
Did you see this article? I put this article up. Look at this.
Okay, let's get through this one. Let's get through this one.
Okay.
Vitalik reveals a new phase, the Scourge. Who the fuck comes up with these names, bro? Source from Cointelegraph. The Ethereum network's new plans were revealed by Vitalik in a November 5th Twitter post, which introduced the Scourge in a now expanded 6-part technical roadmap. He inserts the Scourge as the new third stage, which will then be followed by the previously known stages, the Verge, the Purge, and the Splurge. Following the merge, obviously. The goal is to, quote, ensure reliable and... Oh, so the goal of the Scourge is to, quote, ensure reliable and credibly neutral transaction inclusion and to avoid centralization and other protocol risks from minor... MEV is minor something something. Anyways, so this is a timeline, so to say, okay?
It's more like a rap.
It's a wrap.
The merge,
Chicken Caesar
the
wrap.
surge, the purge.
Yes.
The
The
scourge.
Verge, the Surge, the Merge, the Purge,
Hey,
the Lurge.
you know, which brings me to my next point. Real quick, sorry to interrupt. We do have a Vitalik rap. Can I get some sound, Rocco?
Okay, let's see. Okay, go.
Local on cathedral, we must coordinate, but we ain't no cathedral, no one subordinate. Every team and every project we need dance parts. The project biologically work on FSR, yeah. Taking all in the first phase, sport, all of this coming in waves, sport, deposits.
Vitalik, if you're watching, I challenge you to a rap battle.
Okay, that will be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I tell you, man, the dude is he's a rapper at heart. I mean, look at the roadmap: the Scourge, the Verge, the Purge,
The Merge, the
Scourge,
Surge.
the
Also,
Surge.
huge shout out to Marky Mark. $20 super chat. What does it say, Rocco? It says,
show today.
great show today. This week going to be smoking. Right.
Yeah, let's remind you we have tomorrow and
Yes. Tomorrow we have Miss Teen Crypto will be joining us. Super excited for that. I am so astounded at how young she is and what she's doing in the space. I mean, she's had sit downs with politicians, something we haven't even been able to do here at Instant Crypto. So huge shout out to her. Excited to bring her on. And then Frankie Kendalls will be joining us Wednesday as well. So yeah. All right. Back to this. So this is a little roadmap here, okay? You have the Merge. Next is the Surge. which is to get the 100,000 transactions per second. This will put in EIP 4844, the dank sharding. Then you have the Scourge, which is focusing on centralization. Then you have the Verge, which the goal is to verify blocks to be super easy. Also to verify snark technology, okay? Next is the Purge. And then finally, the Splurge. So this will take years, guys, for this roadmap to be completed.
Like
What?
Splurge.
Yeah, who comes up with these, bro? Like, oh yeah, and she interviewed.
Like when
CZ
I
too.
saw this, I thought he was joking.
No, this is the real deal.
I know it is. I thought he was joking. I thought he was trying to like,
Yo.
the merge. Yeah, hey,
Yo.
guess what's next? The Verge, and then the
Scourge, the
thing.
Smurge.
And I was just like, he's trolling, right? And then
Nah,
I realized
fam, he
he
ain't
was
trolling.
not. He was actually
Smurf.
he's actually not trolling, and
He's not.
That is okay. What do you like better? Do you like the rhyming of merge roadmap, or do you like the weird mathematician names nobody knows from Cardano?
I like it all.
Like, because you're like the Voltaire. Like,
'Cause I
oh yeah, I
want
know
it
that
all.
guy. He's a Nobel Peace
Voltaire's actually pretty
Nobel
cool.
Prize winning.
How do you not know who
mathematician.
Voltaire is, bro? If you don't know who Voltaire is, that's your own problem.
Why?
I
People don't know where he's.
don't know who Voltaire is.
Well, why don't you pick up a book and read, idiot?
It is. Oh wow.
Idiot.
Strong.
You know, I wanted to take a look at this real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'm trying to take a look at the.
All right, while you look that up here,
exchange net flows,
take
yeah.
a look at this article I just.
We're
broke.
done, by the way. I don't
So
have
here
anything
you
else to
got
cover.
$3.36 billion in Bitcoin seized by the U.S. attorney. Bro,
Jesus
you know
Christ.
what? The U.S. is actually United States. If you take all their departments of the departments, you know, all the different branches, add them up. IRS, the Justice Department, the SEC, all these people. Anyways, actually, I don't know if SEC has any crypto.
Oh
but,
my God, guys!
But I'm
on.
just saying, man. Look, they seized 3.36 billion from one of the Silk Road, 50,000 Bitcoin from a 2012 lawsuit.
Bruh.
What's up, bro?
Bruh,
What you got?
look at this, bro. Oh, sorry. Are you done with that?
Yeah, I'm done. Apparently, I am. So go ahead.
Look at this, guys. Guys, this is exchange balances of Bitcoin, okay? Coinbase has 600,000 Bitcoin. Binance, 511,000, so on and so forth, okay? FTX has a negative. So they don't have enough Bitcoin to cover what people have on their exchange.
You think that's an error, or you think that's real?
Hell no, that's real. Look at the outflows. Over the last 24 hours, 20,000, not dollars, guys, 20,000 Bitcoin has left FTX.
So you remember earlier when you said, well, he says that they have 1-to-1, and I was like, do you believe him? And you said, yes, you do.
I didn't say yes, I did.
Yes, you
Robert.
did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
You're a liar. This is concerning, guys. If you have money on FTX, please pull it out. Yeah, that's all I'll say.
You have a glass node? You don't have a glass node.
I do have Glassnode.
I think it shows there, right? The inflow.
Yeah, but it's always a day late.
Okay.
I don't have like we can't afford to pay $1,200 a month to get the real time.
Oh,
So
okay.
we get the second tier. So
If
which
I
is
sell my
which is still $50 a month.
Ninja Partners NFT of Larry,
That's still not enough. All right,
I
guys.
would never sell you, Larry.
Never sell you Larry. All right, we are done. Make sure you check out all of our social medias, guys. Come support Big Rob on Around the Blockchain today. You thought today's show was fire. This dude about to have an aneurysm. And he about to... Also, huge shout out to the new people. Welcome to the Sinner community, the Sin City Sinners. Make sure to drop a like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that's all we got. On behalf of myself... Oh, my bad. Rocco. Finger tornado, baby. Let's go. On behalf of myself, Robin, and Rocco, thank you guys so much. And also Kyler. Thank you so much for tuning in. Come back. 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern for Around the Blockchain. If not, we'll see you tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Until then, folks, peace. Fuck, that was a good show today.
What?